Hey, y'all. Hey, my name is Annette, and I am here from Word on the Curb. Thank you for joining me again this evening. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Hey, y'all. Hey. Tonight, our topic is on about audacity. My name is Annette. I'm your host here at Word on the Curb. My producers are Frank and Christina Sasso. I want to thank them for keeping me engaged in the podcast world and providing the support that I need. So, again, I'd like to welcome you. I'd like to offer my condolences to any family who is suffering a loss, no matter what it is, this evening here at Word on the Curb podcast. We hear and we care. So, my condolences to all. Tonight, our topic is a good one, a short one, but a good one nonetheless. Our topic tonight is about audacity. And just for the record, there are many types of audacity. Hold on for 1 second. I need to grab my support stage here. Thank you. There are many types of audacity. And tonight, this will be a short but dynamic discussion about audacity. You know, we explore the fine lines between the good and bad audacity. There's good audacity, and then there's bad audacity. So let's talk about the good stuff. Good audacity shines when it's rooted in confidence, not arrogance. It shines. What some people may consider arrogant may simply be confidence. So audacity shines when we have confidence. It propels us to break barriers, like former President Obama, the audacity to hope, right? Uh, it creates a space for us to stand up for what's right. Having the audacity to stand up for what's right is not always easy for folks because folks tend to go with the flow. But it's good audacity when you have the confidence to do that. It's right and it's bold when you pursue your dreams. And everybody won't understand this audacity because it's the good stuff, right? When we pursue our dreams and when we think of the innovators and the activists and the trailblazers who push the envelope with purpose and integrity, that's good audacity. And here in Trenton, New Jersey, where we are this evening in the Black Girls Locker Room, where solidarity always wins, we broadcast live. But those trailblazers, those people who have the audacity to stand up and do what's right. Now, good audacity and confidence is not about perfection. Before I forget, hydrate. That's right, water, tea, coffee, or juice, whatever you choose. Moisturize your feet, hands, and face, even when suffering allergies, and mind your business. That's good audacity. Have the audacity and the confidence to mind your business. Stay out of other people's business. And while I'm at it, don't become a hostage to other people's business either. We'll talk about hostages later, as we do every night. But the integrity and the hope and being willing to push the envelope and being an activist, that's not easy. Even being an elected official is good audacity because it requires confidence. And when our elected officials lack confidence, it's very obvious. very obvious, because their job is a difficult one. And if elected officials cannot move forward in confidence and have the audacity to blaze some trails, to create new policy, to do something different, it shows. Yeah, it shows. We don't have to talk about it. It shows. But when you have good audacity, sprinkle that stuff around like magic. Because a lot of people don't understand or practice good audacity. They don't. They think it is there has to be one way or the other. There's no middle of the road. But good audacity is not perfection. Good audacity is when somebody does something well and they're not afraid to post and share about it. That's the good stuff. And we share that stuff because myself, excuse me, my experience, strength, and hope is this. In sharing the things that I've accomplished, what's most important for me is that Trenton made me. That's right. I'm a girl from the neighborhood. And I did something different, like so many other Trentonians do. And I came back and I brought back and I gave back, right? This messy bun is really messy, right? But it's intended to be. It's okay. I gave back. And that's what I'm telling you. That's good audacity. Go get it, bring it home, and share it. And listen, when you're trying to do the right thing and you have good audacity and you have confidence, everybody's not going to like it. We didn't say they had to, did we? On the flip side. So we talked about good audacity, right? You get that, you know what it is. And a lot of people have it. Before I move on, I'd like to point out some of those people who had it. They weren't perfect, but they had good audacity. They have confidence. They have they believe in themselves enough to know. They have the audacity to believe in themselves, right? And they do good work. They simply do good work. And I want to point out the pastors all over the world. I'm not just talking Trenton. There is no perfection in them. The problem is we put them on a higher pedestal and we force them to ride a unicorn, which is doesn't exist, right? It's unrealistic. We force them to ride that unicorn and be perfect. But here's what I want you to know. It takes a lot of guts, a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of effort for those who have been called, not those who jump the fence, because a few of y'all jumped the fence and you know it. But for those who have been called, it takes a lot of time to prep and prepare a sermon and prepare a message from the masjid, from the temples, from the Jewish temples, from the synagogues, if you will, from the churches, the Baptists, the Kojics, whatever it is. It takes a lot when they've been called to prepare to feed us regularly. Because guess what? No matter how much food they bring and no matter how much they feed us, we want them to be perfect. And they're not. And that's simply the message about that tonight, right? But they have good audacity because they have the confidence to stand before a congregation where at least 25% or more of that congregation beats up on them regularly. Bounce back, if you will. I'll be here on that one. Yeah, you beat up on them when they're bringing you a message. You beat up on those activists who are out there pounding the streets every day trying to bring you a message. I want to shout out Yolanda Landy Robinson. That's right. She has a program called Aging Gracefully, and she spends a lot of time with seniors. She spends a lot of time working to build up, downtown Trenton. Nobody's paying her for that. She's an activist in her own right. And she's doing what she believes is right. And that's good audacity. We're talking about trailblazers. I haven't gotten to the flip side yet because that side's going to take a minute, right? But not too many minutes. But you have people out here every day who are not perfect, but they're pushing. Darren Freedom Green, thanks for the work you do. Round one, thanks for the work you do. For those of you who feed the homeless, Brian Blakely and his entire crew, on behalf of his mother in his mother's name and honor, thank you for the work that you do. We didn't say perfection. We said people who get out here and try to get it done every single day. That's good audacity, good confidence, and good activism. That's right. Give them their props. Give it to them now. Don't wait until later. Trenton has, as most municipalities do, has a tendency to honor those who are on the same stage. I would encourage everybody out there to go find you an activist who's not seeking the limelight but doing the work and honor them. Give them their props. I want to thank Elisa Robinson Carter, who this woman is phenomenal. She's not perfect. She's phenomenal, right? Two P's, not perfect, phenomenal. She does good work. She brings food to the community, and it's not always at a charge. She does a lot to help build her family. That's right. And more of us need to follow that lead. We don't have to get along with our family, but we do need to help build them up. We're not always going to listen. You put two people in a room with the same equation, they'll come out with a different answer. No big deal. That's the way it works. That's the way of the world. But we don't have to judge people. We just have to do what we need to do to help build our families, to help build our communities. That's good audacity. Hey, y'all, go get some of that good audacity. I just named a few tonight, but there's so many more that I didn't make a list, and this is not pre-scripted. The only thing, I did some research on was the good and bad audacity, right? I know what it is, but I like to read. I like to research, right? I like to know what I'm talking about. I like to have experiences, and that's what I bring to this podcast, right? Word on the curb is this. That good audacity, we need more of it. That's the message on that side. On the flip side, bad audacity crosses the line into arrogance and ignorance and recklessness. You ever been in the presence of people who believe that because they have a mouth, they can say anything they want to say without regard for other people? You ever been in the company of some of those folks? I have. And they'll say and do things that will literally destroy marriages, friendships, business partnerships, whatever you can think of. It's the boldness that distinguishes these manipulators from the good audacity. They're very manipulative. They're very manipulative. And they tend to seek personal gain and at the expense and dignity of others. You ever heard somebody say something just really outrageous and then say, I don't care what you think. It's no big deal. They tend to have a little bit of narcissism in them. And I know we overuse that word, but this bad audacity is real. It exists. It is an attempt to rob others of their dignity at the office, in social circles, in business partnerships, in families. That bad audacity exists, where you have the audacity to come out your mouth and speak ill of others when you're living backwards, when you haven't really accomplished anything except the basics. And then you run your mouth and talk bad about those who do. When you try to use friendships and pit people against each other, the audacity. That's that stinking thinking audacity. That's the bad audacity. That's the flip side of the good audacity. And it's out there. This type of audacity disrupts everything. And in these situations, people usually don't see themselves. They can't see themselves. They, I can say what I want. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm thinking. Forget what everybody else thinks or feels that's in your presence. You're going to do what you want to do and say what you want to say. And eventually, as you really are now, but don't know it, you're alone. You are. Because sooner or later, everybody sees you. So when you're practicing that bad audacity, when you're talking out both sides of your mouth, when you're trying to be slick, when you're trying to pit people against each other, when you're trying to make jokes and laugh at the expense of others, hold on tight. Because one thing I know for sure, the karma bus pulls up for all of us. So with that bad audacity, where you simply think you have bad bones, you haven't even made your bones and you don't know it. And that's what creates that disruption in you. That's what brings out that unhealed inner child in you. And you don't know it, but your slip is showing, whether you're a man or a woman. Your backside is showing because you tend to repeat the same behaviors and blame other people. The audacity. That's that bad audacity. That's the flip side of the good audacity. And what's even worse is you think nobody sees you. But eventually, everybody sees you. And most times, for those of us who want to practice some good stuff and not be perfect, we see you. It's just not important enough for us to try to get back at you for the bad things that you do. But we see you. Just depends on what's important, right? Let me remind you guys who have the audacity to think that you can judge others, you can speak ill of others, you can carry gossip, you can do the audacity to think that you can do this and that you're getting away with it. Your inner child is showing. Because for those of us who are grown and are trying to live at least halfway decent, not perfect, but halfway decent, we see you. We all see you. Stop it. It's time to get back to some basics. Some basics. You're destroying friendships, marriages, families, business partnerships, in the workplace. You're disruptive. That's your name. The audacity of the disruptive. Please stop. Please. And help those of us who don't always understand your bad behavior understand that you have a heart, you have compassion, and you have a brain. Brain being operative, right? Because we don't always get it when we're on the flip side. Now, we can slide over sometimes too. We can get a little arrogant too. We can be a little disruptive too. Can being operative, we choose not to. My name is Annette. I'd like to thank you for joining me here this evening. I hope I've been able to articulate to you in a short period of time the difference between the good audacity and the bad audacity. Hey, there's a little bit of both in all of us. How we practice it is another story. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Have a good night.